Chapter 1. You are listening at famvetv.info. Translator. Henyi Translations Editor. Henyi Translations, Why Must I Marry Him? Cheen Rant's eyes were burning with rage. Her biological parents actually wanted her to marry a high-level amputated cripple. This is such a good marriage. You should be happy about it. The Fu family is definitely a wealthy family. If you marry into the Fu family, you will be able to enjoy riches and honor. Mrs. Cheen clearly felt that she did not know what was good for her. Since it's such a good marriage, let Cheen Shui do it. Cheen Ran looked at the delicate young girl at the side. Cheen Shui was the adopted daughter of the Cheen family. She had grown up in a happy family and owned a single piano room, drawing room, and princess room. Xiao Ran, I know that you're the most sensible one. Our Cheen family still needs the Fu family's strong support for a few projects, so we have to be in laws. Mrs. Fu knows that you're the real daughter of the Cheen family and is willing to let you marry over on behalf of Xiao Shui. The key is that I don't want to. Fu Li was Cheen Shui's fiancé. At that time, her biological parents warned her not to have any ill intentions towards young Master Fu. Now that he was in a car accident and had a high amputation, they forced her to marry him instead. That it was like a house full of wolves and tigers, wishing they could swallow her whole. Sorry, guys. I'm pregnant. Cheen Ran slammed the test results onto the table. If you can convince the Fu family to accept us, I can consider marrying him. Everyone was speechless. Sis, our family has always been proper. If you do something like this, how would Dad face others? Cheen Shui's words made Mr. Cheen's face turn ashen. You shameless thing. If I remember correctly, you don't even have a boyfriend. Before the Fu family finds out about its existence, quickly abort this bastard. He's not a bastard. He's my child. I'll definitely give birth to him, Cheen Ran said firmly. What kind of sin did I commit? How did I give birth to such a disgraceful thing like you? You didn't even repent. Are you trying to drive your father and me to our graves? Mrs. Cheen cried at the side. She actually hated and detested her biological daughter. Mom, don't be angry. Sis cherishes this family. After all, she's our Cheen family's daughter. Cheen Shui tried her best to suppress the complacency in her eyes. The more Cheen Ran contradicted her parents, the more it made her, the adopted daughter, seem sensible and care about the whole family. I'm afraid she's done being the daughter of the Cheen family. Mr. Cheen continued from Cheen Shui's words and said, Cheen Ran, if you don't abort him, get out of the Cheen family. From now on, we will sever all ties with you. There will no longer be any relationship between us. Okay, Cheen Ran practically blurted out. Ever since she could remember, she had grown up in a remote village. More than half a year ago, she was suddenly taken to this unfamiliar and luxurious home. Everyone told her that they were her biological parents. However, her father was always cold and silent to her, and her mother would always ostracize and mock her. They all liked Cheen Shui, this adopted daughter of theirs, as she was the apple of their eyes and gave her the best. Cheen Ran tried her best to please her parents, her siblings, but in their eyes, it seemed to be a joke. Perhaps she had no fate with this family. Since that was the case, she might as well sever all ties with them. In just 7 to 8 minutes, Cheen Ran carried a backpack and walked out of the Cheen family's gate. I'd like to see what capabilities this wretched girl has. Let's not bother about her. In any case, she'll come back sooner or later and kneel down to beg for mercy. Mrs. Cheen pointed at the back view of Cheen Ran and said to Mr. Cheen disdainfully. Cheen Ran strode forward. Since she dared to say that she would leave, she naturally had a way out. However, when she thought of the test results in her backpack, she was once again surprised that she could get pregnant. She had her own treasury and it was not a problem for her to raise her child. However, this city made her nauseous. A new life naturally needed a new environment. But before she left, she had something else to do, that was to inform the child's father. Although Cheen Ran did not expect him to raise the child, she felt that it was necessary for him to know about the existence of the child. She had been treated harshly and coldly by her biological parents, so she understood the significance and importance of parents to the child even more. Chin Ran took out her phone and made a call. "Hello, Mr. Mo Chi, my surname is Chin. We met in the presidential suite on the top floor of Lihua International Hotel. It was about a month ago. Do you still remember? I have something important to tell you." She wore a white shirt, jeans, and a pair of canvas shoes. Under her high ponytail was a young and fair face. If not for her tall figure, one would have thought that she was a teenager. This was Mo Chi's first impression of Chin Ran. "You said that you were drunk that night and asked me to open a suite on the top floor for you. Do you still remember?" Chin Ran went straight to the point. Mo Chi didn't answer and couldn't help but look out the window. That day, he was forced by his grandfather to go on a blind date, but he did not expect the other party to be so shameless and drugged him. Coincidentally, his competitor's company was trying to assassinate him. Helpless, he could only pull a girl to ask for help and let her send him to the top floor of the hotel, however, leaving a woman and man in a suite, and he was drugged with an aphrodisiac. So, why did you come here today?" After a short while, Mo Chi spoke. The man in front of her was President Mo Chi, who had taken control of Tian Mo Corporation at the age of 30. Although he was sitting, she could tell that he was tall and thin. His facial features were deep and his eyes were long and narrow. His eyes were extremely dark and his gaze was cold. "I'm pregnant." When he heard Chin Ran's words, the gloominess in Mo Chi's eyes deepened. If he did not know his own body's condition, he might really believe it. "The child is mine." The man's tone was extremely disdainful. "Yes." As Chin Ran spoke, she took out the test results and approached Mo Chi, placing one hand on his desk. "Read latest chapters at Wuxia World." Sight only. Mo Chi looked down. Other than the two pictures, there was a lot of professional jargon. He couldn't understand these, but he recognized the words on the last line. 4 weeks pregnant, this child isn't mine. I advise you to return as you came. Mo Chi pushed the test results forward and looked at Chin Ran with eyes full of disgust. "It's yours. I've only slept with you before." This was the first time that Chin Ran had slept with a man. After that, she had never touched a man. "This child is definitely his. I'm infertile. Did you know?" The man's voice was soft, but his words were cold. Listen to the full novel at famvetv.info, direct link in the description.